guys, in this video we're going to be seeing about loops in C. There are many different types of loops used in C such as for loop, while loop, do while loop, etc. etc. Each because of a specific condition that you need to do. Now, loops are used in C to repeat repeatable tasks or the same tasks multiple times. In this video we're going to be seeing about for loop. Now the syntax of for loop is for within the parentheses initialization semicolon condition then increment or decrement or anything in between. Now we don't follow it up with a semicolon at the end just like our if else statements, and the block of for loop is represented by curly brackets similar to if else statement. Now whatever repeatable task you want to do, you type within these curly brackets. Now let's do an example so you'll understand better. Let's write our code like we usually do. Now for initialization usually includes a variable and it's called the iterator variable. As I mentioned before, loops are used to do repeatable tasks. Each time the loop runs, it's known as an iteration or iteration. Now, int I has an iteration and initialize it to 1. Now, I want to print the numbers 1 to 10. So the condition is I is less than 11 or less than or equal to 10. Now the increment is I plus plus or plus plus I. Now our block within the for loop, printf %d slash t. Now this backslash t gives us a tab space between each number. I. Return 0. Now, when the control enters a for loop, it will initialize the I to 1. Then it will run whatever is in the for block. When it exits the for block, it checks this condition. Is I less than or equal to 10? It's 1, so no. So I is incremented and it repeats itself. When it comes here, it checks a condition. Is I less than or equal to 10? Now I is 2, so no. So I is incremented until I is less than or equal to 10. In that case, the condition is true. So it exits the loop. Now let's save it and run it so you'll understand better. Now let's compile the code. GCC test.c.a.out. And you can see the numbers 1 to 10 have been printed using the for loop, the space in between each number. Now another way they initialize it is I put int I is equal to 1. Now some people do this. Int I, initialize it outside of the for statement, and then I is equal to 1. It works both ways. Now what's different is this I after the for loop ends is still going to be 10. Whereas if you put int I here, it's local to the for loop and you can use I later on in another for loop. Just to tell, I'll show you what I'm talking about. Printf, this is outside the for loop. Let's just check the value of I. Let's compile it and run it again. Now you can see how it's 11 because was incremented after 10, and outside the for loop it's 11. Let's see what happens if we declare I right here. Save it and run it. See, there is an error. I undeclared because the I is local to the for loop when initialized inside the for loop. I hope you have understood for loops. Thanks for watching.